We hear it all the time. Everyone has some sort of pre-game ritual. For some, it's eating a box of Cheerios. For others, it's drinking a Diet Coke. So what goes through my crazy head before I give any presentation? Ooh, this week's episode is going to be a fun one because I'm going to be going over my rituals before any presentation. Hi everyone, Brendan from Master Talk here, your go-to channel to mastering your talk. And in this week's short episode of Master Talk, I'll be covering my pre-game ritual so that you can be inspired to develop some of your own as well. So let's get into it. So I have two main rituals whenever I give a presentation. So let's begin by covering number one, which is for general presentations. Normally when I give a workshop or an informal keynote to a small group of individuals, I always just give myself the mindset talk. So the mindset talk is very simple. It's to remind myself that I've given this presentation many times. You got this, you've done everything that you could, you've delivered this presentation many times, you can do this, you got this. And in that way, it's important for you to realize in anything that you're going to present, especially if you're very passionate about it, whether it's baking, golf, or canoeing, you are the person who's the most connected to that speech. You are the person who has spent all of those hours, all of those months, all of those years even, developing that expertise in how to canoe, right? Or how to golf. You are the person who is the most qualified to present that topic. And if you can remember that and tell yourself constantly that, your audience will give you the recognition you deserve. When I started presenting in communication, I struggled so much. I would be so worried. I don't have a PhD in communication. Who am I to talk about this topic? But as I started giving more and more keynotes and I started giving myself that mindset talk, I started developing more confidence, and now I'm a lot more comfortable giving presentations and keynotes in communication. So if you can give yourself the mindset talk, you'll have the right mindset going into any presentation. Now let's get a bit more serious. What do I do in presentations where everything is on the line? Whether it's a keynote I get paid to do, whether it's an important presentation where a lot of, important people are going to show up. What do I do in those moments? I actually have very specific rituals that I want to talk about, 3 in particular. The first one is whenever I give a presentation that really matters to me a lot, is I actually buy a new suit. So I have a friend who buys me a suit every time I give a presentation. And I usually give those presentations once a year on average. So whenever I go to these keynotes, I do that. And the reason is because when I wake up to give the presentation, and it's probably the second or third time I put the suit on, I play a different character. It's as if I'm someone else. And that person's goal and only goal is to do exceptionally well in that presentation. The second thing that I do is I cut my hair at the same barber exactly 14 days from the presentation day. And I've done this for the last 4 years. So every time I go to a presentation that really matters, 2 weeks in advance, I cut it in the exact same way so that the hair on my head grows to the exact length that I wanted and the same minute that I give that presentation, which is weird. And if you think that's odd, wait till you hear the third thing. The third thing that I haven't done in a long time, which I will be doing sometime this year, is I actually don't talk for the vast majority of the day. As you've known from many of my videos, I'm someone who's very energetic. I have a lot of, blah, blah, blah. But on the day that I present, on the day that I give something important, I spend the first couple of hours saying nothing to preserve all the energy that I have in my body. I keep my voice low, keep my head low, play safe. And then when it's time to give the presentation, all of the energy that I've accumulated throughout the whole day, I lash it out onto my audience. And that are my rituals for any presentation. And those are the rituals that I use in any presentation. But remember everyone, Rituals are individual to you. They're specific to you as a presenter. And as long as you never forget that, you can figure out rituals that work for you. You don't need to buy a new suit all the time. But with these elements, you'll be able to be more confident on stage and deliver the best show of your life so that you don't just impact hundreds or even thousands of people, but that you end up impacting millions. As always, if you enjoyed this week's episode, be sure to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. It'll help me out a lot. And I'll see you next time on Master Talk.